The dream computer. Just a quick few thoughts on dream journaling, trying to remember your dreams. I've been doing really poorly at it in recent months here, so I'm trying to redouble my efforts at journaling. And you almost need to journal to get decent dream recall. So this is the way I used to do it. I stopped using this method back in about, looks like my last entries were probably in the year 2000. And since then I went to other methods. Mostly for a while I was just typing them into the computer, into a IBM clone type platform computer. The other thing I've done though is use MP3 files, which I've done more recently than I did. Most of them are on this computer, or they're on hopefully I got them all saved in that one file on my computer, one folder. So this is a Atari 130XE. This one has 320 or something like that. I think it's 320K, not just 128 like the stock one would have. And the stock one, even the 128, is 64K of that is just RAM disk, So by expanding these computers, all you do is get a bigger and bigger RAM disk. I've got one that's expanded to half a meg. And that one I ran my bulletin board on for a number of years, along with a hard drive adapter and all kinds of other goodies. I do have a real-time clock cartridge plugged into the back of this unit. Here's the reason my dreams have been disturbed lately. Somebody wakes me up in the middle of the night or whenever he feels like it, and it's hard for me to remember to paralyze myself and stay steady and stay still and record my dreams. So this setup is made for low light. This TV is old and kind of dim, and over the keyboard, so I can do this in total darkness by the light of the screen and the light of this little L panel I got above the on the computer here. Get the camera half turned over here. But anyway, that gives me just enough light to more or less see the keyboard. I'm finding I have to keep the flashlight and the documents for how to run this software I'm using here. This should all be on a help file in the software, but somehow that file's not there. At any rate, this version of TuxPro came out real late, way after everything seemed pretty dead. At any rate, I had this all set up so that I could just reach over to the plug strip here in the dark, without having any lights on, hit the plug strip and let the computer self-boot, which sometimes it won't do, but at least I know it hit the reset if that happens. That's kind of an odd thing in SpartaDOS that it does that about half the time. The other half the time it'll just boot like it's doing right now. It's supposed to boot right now. And here's my real-time cartridge. And all I have to do is hit return because I have the cartridge in there. I could put the time and date in manually if the cartridge was wrong or I didn't have a cartridge in there. But if you do that, then all your files are time-stamped in SpartaDOS, which when you're running a bulletin board, that's essential. So run it like a real computer. So between SpartaDOS and actually I use TuxPro a lot for editing too. So it can do ASCII and ATASCII, and in fact that might be an easy way for me to convert all the ATASCII files to ASCII. Just do them on this program. And then what I need to do is get what's called an SIO 2PC cable and software handlers, and get these dreams. I got folders of dreams in here. There's like 5 folders full of dreams. Those ones that say .dir and inverse. So there's a lot of dreams on this computer. I'd like to translate over to the other get them all in my one file in my one folder in my main computer. But anyway, however you do it, recording your dreams is important. Just the process of translating images and impressions into words, and then writing them down, or even speaking them into a smartphone or a MP3 device. Just that process helps you cement it out, and then you start remembering other little details, hopefully. You can fill in a little extra then. So the process is just good. The other thing I've been using is, and I just keep it on a lanyard here, so I can grab this in the dark too, and then just by feel. The hard part is figuring out which side is. You can barely feel the glass. Has a little different surface than this other surface. Then I know this little bump here for the mic. And then I always keep the other switch off. At any rate, it's a good little unit. I used to use it for skiing for years. It's a little awkward to use though. That was the only problem I had with it. It's kind of hard to memorize the keys to use. This is ready to record right now. And then when this gets full, or actually never gets full because the files are small, but eventually when the battery fails, it charges off a USB, so when the battery fails, I just take it over to the computer and recharge the battery and dump the USB at the same time. And then I collect them in folders in my computer. As voice, and then I'll go back and listen to them and then give them a good name, a good file name anyway. And if I really wanted to, I could come back and transpose all these into words, but I haven't bothered doing that. It's good enough just to know what's in it, with a file name, usually. That's about it. Just wanted to give a little update on dream journaling, how important it is to record even the little fragments, and how I've being lazy about that because all I had is fragments lately. This is kind of a cycle of I got to reverse the cycle, reverse the trend here of remembering less and less and not journaling, to trying to force it harder and journal. Botany Bay in the background, Tales of the Bitter Seed album.